classic story. It's a classic story in Europe. It is BMS versus Solary. BMS versus Solary. We're heading into the next chapter. Bloom versus Glutonny.
The new era, the new wave, and he's starting out with that wish twist into the forward. This is what really distinguishes Bloom. He goes for a lot of forward resets, and gonna be missing that wish twist that time around. Gluto, if I'm him, I'm thankful that I only took 40%.
Oh yes. Getting off nice and easy, goes high. We've seen him drop some stocks to that at VCA. Let's see if it's more of a mix-up this time around. Gets out of the combo.
Yeah, Bayonetta forward. It doesn't always combo nearly as cleanly as you would like it to, and that is all of Wario's air speed and acceleration coming into play. He could just drift out, and Bayonetta is going to struggle to keep up with him. Tossing up that bike just in case Bloom wants to go for funny jumps.
Bayo does not struggle to keep up with Wario. She has enough air mobility to chase that fat man down.
Oh yeah, and looking for those F-tilts to be able to catch Bayonetta perhaps in an ABK. You see Bloom being super cognizant of that. Trying to sit and shield.
That's big.
Oh, that's huge.
110 on Bayo, she's light. The bike set up the bait. Now has to re-grab the mix-up, the overshoot on the side. He gets punished, but it's a reset of the situation.
I need to talk about that one interaction. It was so small, but between VCA and between Colossal, historically speaking, what Gluto would do, he would go for an immediate back, and not this time. He played patient.
Yep, waited for the option afterwards. Exactly. Patience on Glutonny, evolving the way he approaches this matchup and finds that big back air. Glutonny now in a lead against Bloom4Eva, but he's bleeding. 133 on him.
He's bleeding, but the question is, does Bayonetta have what it takes to finish it? I love the fact that Gluto is going through that now. He has become so much more aggressive, but no double jump off stage means a dead Wario, especially in lieu of the lack of the bike. Forward, that's going to be a nice little pickup, is what I would say, but actually going to be mistiming his up tilt.
The drop right there. God, the situation is reversal. Now Bayo in control, put on a ledge. Glutonny mixed up by the Rekka. Goes back to the platform.
He was so good for the drop down double jump ABK that he was not actually anticipating the drop down multi hits of the forward.
Exactly. Yep. Like I said, it's a Rekka mix up. So Bloom looking for some neutral openings. Finding some, but none that really stick. Like you said, Wario's airspeed, such a huge factor in this matchup. And Bloom can chase it, but it's a bit more committal.
But that directional air dodge, that's going to be a huge opening, but Gluto just so good at these high recoveries. We have seen Bloom call those out.
Bloom not finding much, but the damage is racking. 133. Glutonny now, on the back foot as Bloom.
He has no bike. He has no more mix-ups left, so he has to stay in the corner.
That's it.
And that's the falling failure into the multi-jab. That's the confirmed. Bloom, despite having lost that first stock, has started to make a bit of a comeback.
Like I said, the momentum pulling into Bloom's favor. And yeah, Glutonny using that invincibility, set up some good neutral. Look at that, the coverage, the two-frame into an immediate bite. Bloom thought that they had time to interrupt that, but did not.
It's so good, especially against Bayonetta, because sometimes if you space and time it correctly, it can get past ABK. It can eat her up before ABK comes out.
Ooh, and the bike making that combo a little bit harder to achieve, adding a little bit of hit lag to the afterburner kick. Nice bite, and Glutonny, he's clawing his way back, still has that waft on deck. He tries to find the stock without using it, and it's given to him.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Maybe Bloom messed up on bike.
I think Bloom was looking for a wall jump, but didn't find it down there. Now, this is looking fatal for our local Bayo. Finds a nice combo. The damage is wrecking, but damage feels so meaningless given the current situation. Glutonny, he's playing more safe. He's looking for a big opening instead of going for stray hits.
And to be able to land against Bloom is a feat in of itself, because you see the way that he's pushed on with ABK.
Big opening.
One up air, doesn't find the falling one because he air dodged facing the left.
I told you he was looking for big openings. He's finding them. It's not about the straight hits. It's about the wall. And Glutonny doing friends proud with a 1-0 lead. And my God, what a slobber knocker. That game counted for a whole set of interactions.
That is somebody who is sick of this matchup. He is sick and tired of this matchup. He knows if I can force this ABK, I don't have to worry about my neutral B. I don't have to worry about my F-tilt. I am going to go for the funny little button that makes Wario a big cheater, and that's going to be that waft. It was actually excellently timed. He knew exactly the option. It was a read, and he got the page successfully. He flipped to the right page. He was able to find it. Game number 2. This game, this set thus far has been so back and forth. This is not the same Gluto that I've seen in previous sets against Bloom. Maybe it is.
Is it the same Bloom? Bloom now looking for some early combos, puts himself on the ledge, and actually reversals from it as well. Again, the mix-ups on Bayo. always go a little bit deeper than you think. The high recovery, Bloom has been trying to call it out, but it just hasn't been working out.
Yeah, the bats within actually going to be saving Bloom, going to be sending him off stage, just saying, hey, buddy, I got you. Just go to the ledge.
I just want to say, Glutonny, even when he drops his advantage, positions himself well to pick up another one just like that, right? He threatens to cover a reversal, and even if he doesn't get it, he still gets a good situation out of it. So in a lot of ways, even if the reversal succeeds, Bayo is still in a bad position, which is huge.
An excellent awareness that he can only get that back out of shield after ABK if it is out of a parry.
We talked about that.
That time around, going to be getting the bounce that was not intentional. He either wanted to cross it or he wanted to go to the ledge, but not that bounce. That was unfortunate.
Unfortunate for Bloom, but Glutonny with the awareness of a god, knowing that was an option. Even though Bloom always never messes up, Glutonny's still aware of the eventual possibility.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just waiting, looking to get one of his classic juggles. If he spot dodges, that's the up tilt. Doesn't find the back tilt, but that's okay.
Oh, and that punish, and that waft, that was enough. Glutonny showing dominance.
Showing dominance, showing proficiency, 3 stocks to 1, and he's going to have another waft ready, assuming this goes last stock, last hit. So that is exactly what I love about Gluto, that he's not afraid to pop it out, and he is so efficient with his waft usage.
It will be back, especially Bayo, right? Like you said before, she's a character that slows the pace down and does well in extended sets. Well, if you're extending as Wario, he's getting more and more wafts, and the combos, they're insane. Who's the combo character here? It's not Bayo. Wario looking to establish himself as the prime combo character. Like you said, Bloom, nice reversal, right? Finds that 4th throw.
This is looking so unlikely to be. He comes out with that forward. He tries to go for the directional air dodge read. Gluto in that position, oftentimes directional air dodges, or he was just a little bit off on his heel slide timing. Anyways, some classic Bayonetta combos now, falling in with that forward as well, not going through too many specials, and that could have been so scary for Gluto. That could have been terrifying.
But Gluto hasn't been caught in this high recovery a single down throw bike, taking a page out of Siski's book. He's calling a Marvel assist. The bike is there to, if no one has him, bike has him.
Bike is the GOAT. Bike is the GOAT. It was the GOAT of the Siski set. It's the GOAT of this set as well. And then all of a sudden, it is Gluto.
This is not the story we were expecting coming into this.
It is a story that we have one ending that is being waved in front of our faces, but perhaps it is a red herring. Perhaps there is something different being alluded to here. This is something that I always want to talk about all the time. Bayonetta, and specifically the different kind of Bayonetta, which is your inability to SDI and how much more potent her combos get later on to the set.
True.
I don't think Bloom was getting as much off of his combos as he usually does in his previous sets against
It's
Bloom.
a Joker pick instead. I was in a rotation with these two on Friday, and the Bloom Joker did extremely well against Glutonny. So far, though, Glutonny letting it, making it known that this is a different Glutonny from Friday. He is here to win 80 or 93 on Joker already and counting.
Hail Mary last chance pick. Let's hope.
No, it's not Hail Mary. This is confidence. Bloom has a really potent Joker. He has confidence in the Joker. He noticed Bayo's not working out. He's reaching into the pockets.
And what a down throw as well. So confident in holding that neutral B as well. Gluto starting to really run away with this lead, and we're not even 40 seconds into the match.
The bike again. The bike again. It's a Marvel assist. An independent hitbox to set up your pressure. 183. You want to talk about Bayonetta? Well, right now Wario's the one struggling to kill. Very rare, and that could be a
Especially with those down tilts. When it does a little bit too much knockback, you don't get the late hit of the down attack because you only get the late hit. But that time
he picks it up.
He picks it up. He closes. Beautifully said. And now all of a sudden, Bloom is starting to get some hits in. Bike on stage. Bike on stage. This is it. This should be the stop. Goodbye.
There it is. And I told you, this is not desperation. This is Glutonny on the back foot against one of the best Jokers in the world.
Wow. Okay, getting it
fixes back up. And another combo like that. This is looking rougher and rougher as the minutes pass by.
Was that commitment worth it? He's taking so many hits now. He went off stage with it. Let's see how far Bloom is going to be able to find this. He goes for the down tilt, doesn't actually successfully catch the landing as anticipated, sets up the tech chase, and goes for the tech roll in coverage. Doesn't actually find it though. And now just dashing, looking for this next hit. Bloom is just being patient and staying alive.
Staying alive indeed. Lift to 190 to previous stock against Wario. Very impressive. And that's one of the things that Joker has, right? The mobility. And once he grabs control of the game, the momentum is insane. And we saw that in previous stock. Nice punish right here. Bloom narrowly avoiding that.
Gets that A-ha, tries to go for that second one, but he still has that coverage. He still has that damage.
I told you, this Joker is not it's not a desperation pick. This is for real. The pressure, the hunting, the reaction. Bloom has the coverage on deck.
I've seen the Cloud. I've seen him Brawley. This is admittedly the first time I'm seeing the Bloom Joku, and it is no joke whatsoever. Setting up the ledge cut, doesn't get the down guns, but I like the fact that he didn't go off stage with it. He was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to cut my losses, come back onto the stage, but that's not going to be able to kill, but it is damage.
And Dara, may I point your attention to the percentage? This was more than 100% lead for Glutonny starting it off, and now Bloom is ahead in the stock count.
I see UK standing up just a little bit behind me. They're getting loud, they're getting excited. They do not want to see their boy go down to Gluto, the one that he has defeated so many times. That time around, he doesn't neutral get him. He just rolls in.
Arthen, that could be a detriment. That could be a detriment. That could be a detriment.
Arsene is useful for everything except when it comes to making it back onto the stage. Because you go from one of the best tether recoveries into the game to a pretty mediocre up B that you can either two-frame or, in that case, just follow him all the way down.
Oh no!
He's also focused. He wants this. He wants this so bad.
Needs this.
And he's going back to the Bayonetta. I think I agree with this completely. And look at this damage. Now, you are late set Bayonetta. 57% off of a little bit of a witch twist.
Oh, yes. The forward air gets almost picked up. The side B. And I love the pressure that Bayo is putting on here. Like I said, Bloom is using those early games to get her information. Now knows how Glutonny tries to compensate for the high recovery pressure and get these reversals. Get these reversals.
And such an important optimization to go through the forward air because of the fact that Bayonetta's up smash is technically projectile hit. That means you can clank with it. But right now, Bloom not giving me any time to talk about that. 71% to 25, 3 stocks to 2. He is trying to build himself up a lead, and the question is, my friend, does he have it? Does he have this lead?
Oh my God! So far, it's looking good for Bloom. Going back to that Bayo, realizing, hey, maybe the joke is not all that, but this reaction was insanity.
Because ABK, if you're successfully crossing up, if you get the early hitbox, then it's basically unpunishable. But if you just hit the end of it onto the shield, that's when up smashes, neutralizes, you name it, out of shield, start coming into play as a factor. Up into the up air as well. I like the fact that Bloom air dodged off stage because he did not want to get hit with another combo starter, and Gluto off stage isn't all that potent.
Glutonny needed a miracle, and he made one.
That's it.
He didn't find one, he made one, and this is Glutonny fighting his way back, but Bloom has something to say about that. Is that it? That is curtains.
He has those combos, he has those follow-ups, and now Gluto has quite a bit to make back for him. But luckily, he has one of the best comeback mechanics in the game. I'm smelling a waft, but what a bats within.
Waiting for that same side B punish, and this time a little bit off on the recognition. Bloom counting his lucky star, still alive here against Wario. And Glutonny, you know he wants to find the stock before, or without using the waft, right? He wants to KO without using the waft, and that might be a price to pay.
He fell out of it. He finally fell out of it. He didn't get hit by that final ABK, and now Gluto is going to be holding bike till last possible second.
Wants the KO without it. Wants the KO without the walk.
He has one last
and
mix-up.
does so. Oh no, does not.
That was so good, because unless Gluto committed to an F smash, there was nothing, and I mean nothing that he could have done to reasonably have killed Bloom in that situation. He is lapping him in percent. He's going through the high recovery call out. He has no bike, and he is off stage, so he has to double jump. He has to go to the ledge.
Zara, I know a lead is not a lead, but this is looking like a mighty lead for Bloom. 120 on Wario, and he just does not die. He does not die.
Oh,
Bloom evens it up.
The jump, all it takes, my friend, is a little bit of positional pressure. A little bit of positional pressure goes a long way.
Yeah, and then the reaction, the coverage, the movement on Bloom. He is looking into the future, and he's bringing that information into the present and making the best use of it that I've ever seen him do.
A true follow-up. You do not need a true follow-up. Sometimes all that it takes is to jump after them, and you scare them into air dodging and say, hey, what's that button, buddy? He's stuck in all this leg.
Yeah.
And now, Bloom, look at him. Eyes locked in. Is this monsoon curse going to come into play? Game 5. This is the Bloom Gluto sets that we have seen every single damn time. Always Game 5. Nail biter after nail biter. And the UK crowd is getting loud.
Who was I to doubt Bloom? The kid is back in control. The damage is once again being racked. We're on Game 5. Bloom has gathered the information, and like I said, he is making use of it, finding follow-ups where previously he did not.
That's that pressure sequence. That's that forward auto-cancel pressure sequence. Because you don't know if he's going to back it. You don't know if he's going to down tilt. And Wario lacks the out-of-shield options to be able to deal with a perfectly spaced down tilt. And now tries to complete the dash attack, but he sends Bloom off stage. He whips it up
Glutonny, just desperation up smash. The Glutonny of all players, just desperation up smash, and the punish was unreal. Bloom with the reaction on deck, knew he had the time to smash attack Glutonny for
but all that he ended up catching was
an mulligan. A big L.
Synonymous. Oh, jeez. Has to make it back onto the
bounce
ledge.
again, no punish this time. Glutonny again looking for the KO. This time he finds it. Bloom now with a small lead. He's leaning in. You can see it on the player cam. Bloom, he's zoned into the game in a huge way.
His platform pressure, but he does miss that grab. But Gluto also misses his follow-up. This is what it defines. Does he have the execution? Does he have the execution? He air dodges down.
What a counter
poke. What a wait.
What a counter poke and a wait. Another one that catches Bloom on one, but Glutonny, he's looking. He almost found it as well.
Oh, but that's going to be it.
No jump.
He has no jump,
he
but
has specials.
Okay,
he made a jump.
It's Bayonetta off stage. What are we saying?
He makes it. Look at the percentages. Look at the story. The walk is wasted, but the advantage is picked up. Glutonny, he's in control. He's in control. The pressure is on. The punish is there.
That's beautiful.
The
only time that you can actually punish that cross-up ABK, just as you said, is because of the extended hitbox. All that extra lag.
We saw it before.
Oh no, what a whip on the dash grab.
And the Nair has to use the bike, but barely avoids Bayo. They are dancing around each other, and what an intricate dance it is. We're heading into what could be Bloom's final stock of the event.
But 145%. Will he get Bayonetta, or will he find that up tilt back in? Will he get that falling forward into the jab? Because right now Gluto has time on his side. More time equals more walked out. But what a wait! But he doesn't get the punish. Up tilted in the wrong direction. Wario having so much acceleration.
Dara, it's slipping. It's slipping, and Glutonny, he's like, if it's slipping, I will grab it with both of my hands. I will yank it into my favor, and that is Glutonny. You give him an inch, he takes a mile.
But getting the whip punish on that's going to be the ABK into the forward. Yeah, not big enough to be able to take that stock. How is he going to be able to land? How do you actually get the stock off?
Not big.
Bayonetta, you need the stock, Bloom.
And he finds it in a wonder of a trade. What a miracle. And this could be the inch that Bloom needs.
One Bayo combo. One Bayo
We've seen this, Dara.
We've seen this, Dara. No. But the SDI down. He made it out of there. He made it out of foot. That's that late Gluto adaptation.
It's not done. It's not done. Glutonny, he was in the hot seat. He's still there. What, SDI down again. Glutonny, he's not getting caught by these big combos. He's finding stray hits, but they're not sticking. They're both playing so well. No bike conversion.
Yeah, the bike fell down a little bit too quickly by the time he got the grab. But he doesn't get the neutral. But he was looking for the ABK neutral call out. That's going to be able to
KO. That does not KO.
How do you make it back
Another chance. Another chance.
He beats the neutral B that
he hits it, but he doesn't convert. And and no punish from Glutonny. You're
He gets the
kidding me.
but it's only the late hit dash attack.
You're kidding me.
He goes for it. He goes for it. Is that going to be an air dodge? Oh my God.
Is and Glutonny in a nail-biter, claiming a victory from the jaws of defeat, brings it all the way back. That is Europe's #1.
He did it. He beat his other nemesis. He beat the one that bested him at VCA. He beat the one that beat him at Colossal. Gluto is now still going to be sitting pretty in bracket. That is going to be the end of Bloom's run at the hands of Wario. I have to commend, I got to say, Gluto's composure. The way that Gluto sat there through it. But the prevailing thing that we need to all talk about, the reason why he is alive, and oh my God, I have French people behind me. They're up to no good. What do you want?
Dara,
what do you want?
Dara, surprised face. I have French people behind me. Come on. We're all French people today. Commentators popping off, as is the crowd.
He's making
what a monumental set.
He's holding the L.
Insanity.
So
Insanity here at Ultimate Fighting Arena, and you're here to witness it. Look at the crowd. They're still alive. They're still excited for some awesome Smash Ultimate.
What an honor it is to be here, man. That was an incredible set. But the thing that I wanted to talk about most, more than anything, the thing that was most important of all at VCA, at Colossal, there was one thing that we touched on at the beginning of the set that was missing, and it was that SDI. But we saw the times that Bloom went for the ABK, and then Gluto fell downwards. In that last stock situation, we have seen time and time again how Bloom and other timelines got the kill. He got the KO. He was able to take Gluto off the top and deal damage, but
not this time.
Not this time. This time is different.
Gluto did his homework. He did his homework, and we see the results of that homework. What a performance from Glutonny, reclaiming that #1 title for today. Now in the Shark Tank, that is the rest of the bracket, we got some of the absolute best in the world remaining.
Some of the best in the world, some of the best that Japan has to offer. You have T and Hikaru coming all the way from Japan. Here sitting in winners finals, have successfully gotten into France, have completely occupied the tournament, and Gluto is now Europe's and France's last hope. Will he be able to defend the territory? Will he be able to defend Europe? Will he be able to defend France? Or will it be one of T or Hikaru able to take it all today?
That waff was immaculate.
It was delicious.
Glutonny with an insane punish, the double upper into the waff there as well. What an extension. And Glutonny, he was looking untouchable in those first 2 games, right? Just the way he was dominating Bloom, pushing Bloom all the way to a character switch. Bloom got a bit of a win with that Joker. It was closer than, closer than he wanted it to be.
I still don't disagree with the Joker. Like, I still don't disagree with the choice to go back to Bayonetta. I think both of those choices were sound. He just needed a game to reset to get himself back into the swing of things. But that Arsene, at the end of the day, was pretty tragic. It was so good that Bloom was still able to clutch out that game, because had he not gotten that Joker game, we would have not had
the up air. That was the KO.
Yeah.
And then went back to Bayo, picked it back up, had that 1 win on the book, and the momentum was there. The rest was up to Bloom, and he got so far. Got that 1 win on deck with Joker. Got the 2nd win in this game with the Bayo. Look at this chase. Look at the combo, the forward air finisher, reversing the up B to mix up the DI of Glutonny and finishing it just like that.
There's also something I really want to talk about.
Love this.
Something that Bloom did really, really well previously in his sets against Gluto was being able to effectively call out his high recoveries with a lot of witch twist upwards. What you will notice is that this specific set, in comparison to all of his previous ones against Bayonetta, against Bloom, what he did, he was fading back off stage. He was not afraid to fade back off stage. The way that he was mixing himself up all the way up top made himself just about as ambiguous as possible. So Bloom wasn't able to get those high recovery punishes. Gluto was able to make it back onto the stage. And then
just
also Bloom,
just like this.
Just
he tries
like
to get back.
And he
then
comes back on with that down.
Reversal as well. Yeah, I think out of all the players in the world, I think Gluto is by far the best at finding these reversals and making them count. Absolutely lovely. Absolutely lovely. And that means that the bracket is in the final phases. We got winners finals ready for you guys. T and Hikaru, and waiting in losers is Glutonny. Like